Hey everybody, it's Yaasha Sabba from Sky Unlimited Law, skyunlimited.law, the Sky Unlimited Legal Advisory, and today we are going to answer one of your questions on our Ask Me Anythings. If I set up an estate plan, what is a trustee? What's an executor? What's a power of attorney? Do I need to have these right once I set up my estate plan? So let me explain the nuances of these positions and what it means. When you pass away, if you don't have an estate plan, all of your assets will end up in court. If you've got assets, if you have a house, if you have money, retirement accounts, if you don't name beneficiaries, if there's no co-owners, then it's going to end up in court, and the court is going to appoint a personal representative. This is someone that is like your executor. All it is it's someone that's appointed by the court to be in charge of taking care of your affairs and your assets, right? After that, if you have a will, your will name who this representative is. We call that an executor. So an executor is someone, exact same thing, someone in charge, but they have been put in a will, and the judge reads the will, authenticates the will, and says, okay, the will says this person's in charge, they are now in charge. So it's still a court-appointed person, but we call them the executor. A trustee is someone that's not in your will. It's in a trust, a separate document, unrelated to court. The trust shouldn't be going to court. The trust helps keep things private and out of court. And it is the same concept. You're naming someone in charge for that trust and the trust assets. That person is called the trustee, okay? Now, your agent is someone under a power of attorney. You have signed a separate legal document where you have nominated that person to act on your behalf while you're alive for very specific purposes. So when you create a power of attorney, I can create a power of attorney for someone to go to the bank for me, pull money out, pay my bills. I can create a power of attorney for someone to buy a house for me. Hey, lawyer, you go help me buy this home. I don't have time. I'm working a lot. Here's a power of attorney. You are now my agent, stepping in my shoes, acting on my behalf while I'm alive. So power of attorney and agent, that is for whatever you need, usually your financial affairs, while you are alive or incapacitated. A will, you name an executor, and that is when you die. A trust can act when you are alive or dead. That's a trust kind of acts like a power of attorney and will substitute, in which case you nominate and name a trustee. Usually you're the trustee during your lifetime and someone else will be the successor trustees. So that's the nuance. I get it all the time. People say, I don't know, my mom died and someone's the trustee, or there's a trust and they say someone's the executor, and that's where I stop clients saying, wait, who are we talking about? What are we talking about? Because when you say these titles, it means it's related to separate legal documents, legal regimes that you have, and they are all very much different, right? So your personal representative means someone appointed by the court when you don't have a will. Your executor is someone appointed by your will to be your representative if something happens to you. Your trustee is someone that is appointed by your trust, which you've created, that's outside of court. So they're not appointed by a judge, that you've put in charge on behalf of the assets inside the trust. So think about this. A trustee cannot act on your behalf in court because your trustee doesn't represent your entire estate. They only represent the assets inside of your trust. So if you ever do have to go to court, we have some families where they have a trust set up, but then somebody's passed away and now maybe a bank account or a car or a boat just wasn't put into the trust. So now we're going to court asking the judge for help to transfer that one asset into the trust where everything is. And when that happens, the judge is still saying, okay, is there a will? If there's not, I have to appoint someone, a personal representative. Sometimes we ask the trustee to go and be both trustee and personal representative. Sometimes, most of the time, if you do a good estate plan, you have a will that says to the judge, Judge, I have a trust, go ahead and pour everything over. And we name the trustee in the will as also the executor. So these are three different roles: executor, trustee, agent. They all come out from three very different situations. And when that happens, that's where we need to know which document you're referring to. So back to your question, if you're doing an estate plan, if it's a comprehensive estate plan, you are going to name people for all three roles. Sometimes it can be the same person for all three roles, and that's fine. But what you should understand is what each of those roles mean, when do they come into play, and what is the power that they have. Right? Once you understand that, which I'm more than happy to explain, then you will have a stronger foothold of knowing who's the right people to play into those roles. Okay? All right. That's our last question for today. I'm going to hit the slots. I will talk to you all later. Take care.